We're speaking about the obligation to reflect on existence and to see the hand of Hashem, that God is the creator, and to be impressed and amazed and awed by Hashem's involvement in creation. First he says it's just logic. Logically, by just seeing existence, we're able to be inspired and come to a certain levels of awareness. But the pasuk also indicates that a person has an obligation to reflect on existence. Masha Omar quotes the pasuk in Yeshaya 172, second paragraph. Su mora meinechem, ru'umi bor elo. The Navi says, raise your eyes to above, and you will see who created this. V'omar ki eresh shomecho, masa etzbusecho, yoreach kochov mashe kononto. I will see your heavens, the handiwork of your fingers, the moon, the stars, which you've set in place. You set securely. V'omar hakosuv halo seidu halo sishmo. You should know and you should hear. Halo hugad birosh lachem. It's already been said over from the very beginning. Halo havinosem mostos oretz. You must understand the foundation for existence. V'omar hachershim shmo. A person who's deaf, could he hear? Ivrim habitu liros. Could a blind person, could he gaze to see? It's not possible, but you have the ability, you have an obligation to look at existence and to see who I am. V'omar tovad leches beis evel midleches al beis hamishter. Pasuk Koheles. It's better go to a mourner's house than go to a pub, a location of drinking. Basher husov kol odom, because that ultimately you have to see reality, because ultimately that's the end of all man. There's something a person has to take to heart. The wise man, his eyes are in his head, and the hedonist, he walks in the dark. You know, they don't have a clue. You look at this world, this society. You know, they're bouncing off the walls. The level of instability, of dysfunctionality, everything under the sun. Yes, we're doing great. You know, I belong to this club, and I have this, earn this salary. This is my earnings. I pay my rent, luxury apartment, this and that. That's what life's about. But you missed 99.99% of what life is. This is ksil b'choshech holech. The hedonist is in the dark. He doesn't even realize he has a problem. V'ama v'orech tzadikim kor noga. Exactly. So how many, it says hachocham ein rosho. How many wise men do you have in this world? Right? You have smart people, but wise people, that's wisdom is a different thing. Hachocham ein rosho. You know, the Malum says, when God created man, why did he put the eyes in the head, which is the highest part of the body, and it's the upper part of the head? Because if you want to maximize on your vision, the higher it is, the more you're able, the further you're able to see. There's less obstruction, the higher it is. That's Chochem Ein of Barosha. He says the same thing. He says, the Gemara says, who are the Einei Ha'om? Those are the Chachomim. There's a kingdom of the Einei Ha'om, because what they see, the average person doesn't see. You know? So what do people see? The Chochem Ein of Barosha, he sees above all this smog. He sees through it all. But the average person, he's in the dark. He doesn't see it. Let's talk about just nations versus nations. The vast majority of existence are not Jews, correct? That means a non-Jew is not permitted to be a pagan. It's a violation of the Shev Mitzvah Bnei Noach, right? So already we talk about 99.9% of existence are off the deep end. And even those who are part of the chosen people, how many of them are on track? Right? How many Jews are affiliated? Forget about observant. Affiliated. And of the affiliated, how many are observant? And of that observant, what does observance mean? Okay? It's a safe commentary on existence, but that's the reality. V'orech tzadikim, Shlomo says, Orech tzadikim kor noga. The light of the way of the tzaddikim is like a beacon of light. Holech v'or ad nechon hayom. He walks, and it's with v'or until the day establishes itself. The way, where is it? But path of righteousness is like the light of dawn, which builds in brilliance until full day. Derech Hashem kafelo. It's like thick darkness. Lo yodu b'mei yikoshelo. They're not even aware of what they're going to stumble. They don't even see it coming. I mean, it's worse than that. It's not, when they fall, when they stumble, they didn't realize they're being hurt. So the psukim indicate that a person has an obligation to reflect on existence, and from there we were supposed to draw certain understandings. Umin HaMekubal, tradition, that a person has an obligation to what? To delve and to reflect, to see the hand of Hashem in existence. A person who's able to read the zodiac, astrology. All of because of Ome, and you turn your back and you don't. All of because of Ome, Vayakinor von Nevel, Tofa Cholil, Vayayim Mishteim. They have the kinor and navel, various string instruments. Tof, the drum, Cholil, the flute, and wine is the drink. Veis Pol Hashem lo yabitu, Maisiot of the row. They don't see God's accomplishments. The master of the row, they don't see his handiwork. How do we know a person has to calculate the various the seasons and the mazolos? Shenemar shmartem asisem ki chochmaschem bineschem leini ho'amim asher yishmu nes kolachukim eila ezi chochma ubino. What's wisdom? What's appreciated even by the nations of the world? Sheini le'amim haviyom is a cheshbon. If you read, there's a book that came out a number of years ago, which caused a whole uproar, in the Hasidic world. It was a 3-volume work on the Vilna Gaon, on his opposition to the Hasidic movement. And over there, the Vilna Gaon, it's not only a new Torah. Whether it was medicine, whether it was science, whether it was astrology, and he had a stream of the greatest minds of the generation, Gentiles, would come and they would consult with him. And even they were amazed. And he pointed out in terms of astrology and seasons and how to forecast many things based on the way they saw the galaxies, whatever it was, how they made a mistake. And they read it wrong. And they accepted what he said because he pointed out and explained to them. So, what is Chochmas Chemeine Agoyim? Right, like I tell over the story, Rabbi Yisrael's son, who wasn't observant, and he would always sing the praises of his father to his Gentile colleagues, and he was the only Jew who ever won the award from the Tsar in mathematics because of anti-Semitism, they would never even allow a Jew to even go to university. But Rabbi Yisrael's son was such a genius, and it was something with theoretical mathematics. And he had the award, and he would always speak about his father. And they said, "What are you talking about? He's an archaic, backward Jew." And I told the story. So one of his colleagues was working on a thesis for 6 years. He says, "You present a problem to my father. Within 2 minutes, He will sketch the whole thesis on a piece of paper. It's impossible. So they would travel to Vilna. Reb Shaul's son with his Gentile colleague. Took him less than 2 minutes. Explained what he exactly wants. What are you going to impress the guy with? What we're telling Reb Chaim Brisker, right? You have to impress him with his area of appreciation, of science, of wisdom, right? But are they impressed? You have Salk and Sabine, and you have all these people. Were they impressed? Hitler was Hitler, Yamach Shmo, and the anti-Semite is the same. Carter is Carter, and Obama's Obama, with all the Jews' contribution to whatever it is. All means nothing. Means nothing. Doesn't make a difference. I mean, that's part of the anti-Semitism. That's part of it. They can't tolerate. The Jews are taken over. Even our lives are dependent on what they contribute. They can't deal with it. To be continued. Okay.
You can do these astronomical calculations. How much are you supposed to devote time to be known among the Goyim for us to continue to learn?
Continue to learn. There's a book on Rameir Shapiro. I don't know if you read it many years ago. Scroll put it out. You read the book on Rameir Shapiro. Passed away in his 50s. He's the one who established Chachmei Lublin. No, Chachmei Lublin. So over there, he was, he never had children, Rameir Shapiro. He was one of a kind of a genius. I'm a genius also. He had ability also with astrology and figure out mathematical calculations with many things. And he pointed out also many things. He was in his 20s, how they made mistakes. The meteorologists, many things they made mistakes in tracking certain things with the stars and the formations and that kind of thing. And also, he pointed out, and they admitted that they made a mistake. Okay, we're starting a Mishnah.